Good evening, everyone, or afternoon, late afternoon, early evening, whatever we want to call it today. My name is Evangeline Byers, candidate for president of TWU Local 100, and I'm coming to you today to give you an update on what has been going on in the field and where we are. I'll give you all some time to come in. I know it's Labor Day. A lot of people are out on the parkway, but we have a lot of business to tend to. And so a lot of people are out on the park. We have a lot of business to tend to. So I just want to make sure that everyone, you know, is getting the information and knows what's going on. Let's see. Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Please share out the video. Let everyone know that we're live. I'm going to be doing this more often as the campaign, takes off and continues to move. We're going to be coming. I am going to be coming to you live more. The people who are running with us, they will also be a part of our live streams moving forward. So let me just get right into it to let you all know what's been going on. So as you know, every election cycle at TWU Local 100 since 2012, they have been stealing the election by basically last election, it was a scheme to suppress dissent, which it still is a scheme to suppress dissent. It's a legal terminology that is used to let you know that um, when the union is doing something to basically suppress voter participation. And so in Local 100, what has been happening every election is that they have been suppressing the vote. And how they do this is they make sure that you all are not able to participate by either forcing you into bad standing or, I'm sorry, one second, everyone. By forcing you into bad standing due to dues, or what we're seeing happen now is that this election cycle, the union is exercising an unfair advantage. And so we have now reported this to the Department of Labor IG, because we know the Department of Labor as a whole is compromised. Local 100 can pick up the phone and call someone from the Department of Labor and have them appear at the Union Hall and give instruction to us on how they cannot interfere in an election when it is clearly obvious and known, and they have all of the information and data that something is going on with the elections at Local 100. Last election, it went so far as it went to the D.O.L in Washington. And in Washington, after the elections were over, after a thorough investigation by the D.O.L with witnesses, people like Dan Dermody, who was in charge of IOD at Local 100 before he was let go. He testified and gave them testimony and affidavits of the fact that Local 100 is forcing members into bad standing. And even after all of that information, the DOL still ruled against us, right? And so and not only me, there were other people who were a part of that whole case as well. And everybody's case was just determined that there was no wrongdoing. And so we know that last election, we were in a pandemic. During the pandemic, excuse me, because of the pandemic, many people were in bad standing due to having to go out for long periods of time, receiving no pay, exhausted, they're sick, and many people didn't even know to file an IOD, right? And so the union exercised an unfair advantage there as well. So here we are today. What is going on? So as of the 26th, everyone has started submitting their notice of candidacy forms to the elections committee. I'm going to say what the forms are again. The notice of candidacy forms to the elections committee. Now they submitted these forms to the elections committee, and we're getting no response for executive board, top 4, and VPs, right? And for those of us who are running for chair, vice chair, divisional officer seats, who submitted so that they can know their meeting requirements, if they have the meeting requirements, they're not answering them either. So after I sent in an email notifying the Department of Labor IG, miraculously on the website, they have a form that they put up now saying that if you want to know if your dues are paid and you request advance notice of, whether or not you can run, you can send in this form. Now, this was done on Friday. The form was made available. However, Saturday morning, because it was sent out on Friday. Saturday morning, when you go on the website, now there's a form there. That form was not there on the 26th, right? It was not there. And currently, right now, if you want to know if you have the meeting requirement, you don't have it. But guess who knows whether or not they can run and if they're in good standing and if they have their meeting requirements, right? The incumbent. They have put out flyers with everyone listed. Everyone's ready to go. All of their delegates, everybody's already approved. When on the side of those of us who are the dissidents, the challengers, right, the opposition, have no clue as to if our slates are safe or not, based off the requirement. The majority of us, myself and others, we know that we're in good standing. We all have paid our dues. We all fall under the requirement, but we still need to confirm and see the list so that everybody knows if they're in good standing or not. Well, the union is not making that list available. Latonya Chris has been missing for some time now. We were notified that she no longer had the books. The books were in the hands of the elections committee some months ago. And we still, to this date, cannot get that type of information. So we're working on that and we're fighting to make sure that we get on the ballot. But I want the members of Local 100 to not be deterred by what's happening. When you have nothing to lose and the incumbent is doing everything in their power to stay in power, remember what they have done to you over the last 3 years. And for those of us who came in after 2011 and 2012, everybody who's tier 6, this is our time to take back our union and take it out of the hand of the incumbent who put us in this position we're in. Let's talk about the issues of what we're dealing with right now. We're dealing with unsafe conditions in the job. The FTA is now in charge of the system due to the fact that the MTA has failed to make sure that we have a safe system. We know that we have lost our brothers and sisters on the tracks due to flagging issues and just the MTA's failure to supervise and properly deal with their system, right? We have constantly reported that the way the system is being run is unsafe and it's untenable. Not to mention the derailments that have happened. The fact that in the Department of CED, they don't have the parts. They are taking parts from other parts of trains that are broken and trying to weld pieces together and tools together and screws and different things together to hold the train together. We know that we have serious issues when it comes to safety, not to mention the assaults on our members. We know that our members are being assaulted at an alarming rate, and something needs to be done about all of the assaults that are happening. I'm sorry, you all. With all the assaults that are happening on the job. We know now that the union is moving to try to give back the assault 2-year rule, and in different departments, especially in the Department of MAPSTOA, many people are dealing with the fact that when they are spit on or hit or whatever happens to them, they are not being given going out for 2 years. They're being called back after a year, and some people even after 6 months. We have a poverty pension. Tier 6 is a poverty pension. We all that are tier 6, we will be the first tier to retire in poverty. We are paying more into our pension and we're getting less out. We have no shop stewards. There's no training of leaders into this union. We're not anymore informing and educating the membership on what it means to be a member of a union and the power of the union. As such, we are being taken advantage of. Members are being handed over to management. Things that should be grieved or situations and issues that should be grieved are not being grieved, right? So we have a whole lot of issues there with not having enough representation in the field. Excessive discipline. We just saw the firing of one of the fighters of the union, Tremel Thompson. He was fired by this current administration and set up by the union and management to be taken out. We know right now that the union has unleashed the labor relations on us all. I myself am fighting for my job. I have now filed the Article 78 and am waiting for my court date. We were supposed to go to court on September 12th, and the TA is now asking for an adjournment. The TA has issued false and misleading statements on the record regarding the incident that happened at 125th Street. This is a trumped up hit case that has been sent to try to take me out. So I'm also fighting and for my job and to be here. But I want to address something with that. There has been lies that has been sent out to the membership to tell you that if something were to go wrong in my arbitration, that disqualifies me from being a president of Local 100. That is a lie. Membership is not controlled by the employer. Okay, the Transit Authority does not have control over my membership at Local 100. As long as my dues are paid and I am appealing and fighting whatever it is that they do, I have the right to run in the union. This is not something that has never happened before. Roger Toussaint, the president who made sure that we were not tier 6 when he was in office, was fired 2 years prior to running for office. So he wasn't even at work for 2 years prior to becoming the president of Local 100. So I am safe. You have nothing to worry about. You can still vote Evangeline Byers. Vote Evangeline Byers because that is your interest. So we're in a big, big fight here. But everyone stay in the fight, right? When we fight, we win. You cannot back down from the employer and management. They have now joined forces, right, to take out anybody that steps up to challenge. And so I want you all to be vigilant and understand that you have to let us know if they're coming after you, especially if you're candidates and you're running. If you do not support them, they're coming for you. So I want you to understand that. And that does not mean that you fear or that you shrink back or you stop fighting. You continue to fight and to push ahead because this is about your family. This is for our members, our family, our city, and to secure our future here, right? We're also dealing with the give back of retiree medical. We have to give back our retiree medical benefits. All reports are showing that we are subject to unsafe conditions, air conditions, and pollutions and particulates in the air. We knew this already, but now articles are coming out in the Daily News and the Post talking about how unsafe the air quality conditions are in the subway system. We have issues when it comes to women, reasonable accommodations for pregnant women, and access to lactation pods throughout the system. We are in a state of emergency at Local 100. This is one of the, I would dare say that this election for the people who work at Local 100 is more important than who's going to be the president of the United States. Because who is your president in this election is going to determine whether or not cost of living adjustments come back into the contract, whether you get real pay raises in step with inflation. Do you have pay parity with the Metro North and Long Island Railroad? Are you getting your just due? Will you have retiree medical when you retire after you do your 25 years? Whether or not work returns to the system. We know right now what's happening at Local 100 when it comes to pay raises and how we have been getting below average pay raises, right? Also, with the women's issues, I want to go back to women's issues. Women at Local 100 have been here for over 100 years, and we are way behind everyone else. The union went as far to ensure that women's rights were violated even further by scrapping New York State paid family leave and just implementing 8 weeks maternity leave and 4 weeks recovery time in our contract to further disenfranchise women in the transit authority. And this is a problem. Okay, this is a problem because our women, when they get pregnant and when they're being discriminated against, the union will file a lawsuit to shut everybody up so that they can continue to do what it is that they're doing. So right now we have an issue, a serious issue with women who are not given reasonable accommodations, right? Being forced out no work without pay, returning to work. Right now they have a big issue going on at Fresh Pond. The women at Fresh Pond do not have lactation pods and are being forced to pump their milk in the locker room. In the locker room. The union reps have been informed, management is informed, and nothing is being done to ensure that there is a pod put in there. So I just that's where we are right now with women's issues. There are more issues pertaining to women, not having the proper facilities and our facilities being upkept and being given a space on the property. Another issue that is huge, especially to the Department of Buses and MOW. Everybody is experiencing it, especially in stations department as well, but it is the farming out of our exclusive work. We have departed from being a union that protects our work. Right now in the Department of Buses, they are violating seniority. If you are a TA surface maintenance worker working in an OA garage, your seniority is being violated. Richie Davis is using his office and the fact that he is the VP of MAPSTOA to have an unfair advantage over the TA operators and maintenance workers in his garages. It is total anarchy over there right now. Everybody is upset. There are big feuds going on right now. Everyone is upset with Tom Lene, who is still the wielding power behind the scenes to control the maintenance department. In MOW, we know now that the farming out of and especially in the track department, the panel jobs have been now contracted out for the next 30 years for maintenance to contractors. In structure department, there is basically, in most of these facilities, if you walk in, the guys are just sitting around. While if you go up and outside, you will see contractors doing their work. This all signals that this construction and development that is about to come to the transit authority, that they have already implemented, that we're going to get hit, right? When Kathy Hochul implements congestion pricing, which she will implement it once she is reelected governor, we are going to have some serious problems here at Local 100 because of the fact that we are now we no longer respect the bargaining unit. We no longer respect the fact that our exclusive work are ours, and we're supposed to protect the work of our brothers and sisters. So in structure department, you walk in there any given day, they're sitting around, no work to be done. In ICC lighting, safety issues rampant all throughout the system. And how do I know this? Because I am a president that is on the ground talking and hearing from our members about what matters. Somebody asked at 125th Street about yesterday, someone else ran in there giving out flyers and putting them around, and the members are concerned about, are we going to be designated first responders? How is that going to be looked into, and what does that look like? all of the safety issues that are happening. It's serious. We're in serious times here at Local 100. But I want to go back to this farming issue. Okay, the farming out of our work, allowing contractors to overwhelmingly do work that our brothers and sisters were hired for, signals that the Transit Authority may be looking in the near future to downsize the departments of MOW, the Stations Department. We saw it done in real time. So I don't want you all to think that these things are not on the table and that it cannot happen. It's very important that we all understand that this is the fight of our lives, right? You did not start working at transit just because you took a civil service test. You are a part of what is called the labor movement. And if you don't fight, you lose. If you don't fight, you lose. You have to begin to participate. On September, let me get the date right. Oh, September 14th, we're going to have a huge meeting and fundraiser at Stronger Together campaign headquarters. We need you all to be in attendance. I want you to come out, ask your questions, get involved, find out what's going on. This is an election that we cannot lose. We have to understand that who becomes the next president of this union it's not only about who will lead, but it decides who is going to negotiate our contract, who is going to get labor relations under control and start to save jobs. We have our probationaries that are coming on the job, the new hires that are on the job. They're taking their past and just firing them without due process. And the union is doing nothing about it. We have a lot of cases coming right now due to discrimination and what's been happening. So I want you all to be very, very aware and understand what it is that we're dealing with. So I want you all to understand what's going on. Furthermore, when it comes to voting, if you see on the ticker at the bottom of this video, it is giving you the number to AAA. On November 18th, ballots are going to go out. We know that everybody will not receive a ballot. You have to call AAA at 800-529-5218. That is how you are going to be able to receive a ballot. You have to call that number. You also did, Roy Plotnick is no longer at Local 100. In order to know your due status, you have to call Ron Moquette. Ron Moquette is the new person who is at Local 100 dealing with dues. So make sure you read the ticker. It's on the bottom of the screen, and write down how to check your dues and how to get a ballot. This is our election to win. There are more of us than it is of them. They know that their approval rating is down. It's why they're not answering to let everybody know who can run. They're trying to wait to the last minute so that we can file with the neutral monitor and have to go through all of these hoops in order to know who's going to run and put out our campaign literature. But no matter what they do, we're taking back our union. So I want you all to be encouraged. I just wanted to bring you all this message to let you know what's at stake. Safety is not first at Local 100. It's not first at the MTA. But right now we're dealing with our union, who is the checks and balances for the MTA. They have unleashed the Office of Labor Relations on the membership, on probationaries who are coming in, new hires. They have these very long extensions now. They're not giving them the proper information to safeguard their job. People who, with the time situation with transit, how we measure time as far as when you're supposed to report to work is different from the way everybody else calculates time in the world. And so when you report as a midnight person, you are reporting in the same day that we're in now. So today is September 2nd. If you are scheduled to work the midnight shift, which is for the next day, you still are required to report today, the 2nd, even though you're working for the 3rd. And some people, due to working excessive hours, because you know how they do you when you're on the extra list, have missed their tour because they did not understand or they didn't know, right? And they're actually extending their probation and putting them AWOL for these minor things that happen when you are new. And so we have so many more issues and so many more things to discuss, but I just want you to all understand that this is our election to win. There's no reason why we're losing this election. This is our election to win. We've been informing you. We've been out here. Despite all of the distractions that have been coming, you know who's the fighter. You know who shows up. You know who is making sure that we get these things in check. So I want you all to be encouraged. I want you to talk to each other, share the video. If you want to get involved, inbox me. Let me know what you would like to do, how you can help out with the campaign. For all of you who have already reached out, we'll be dropping literature to you shortly. But we wanted to make sure before we send out any more literature that everybody who we have, that these are the people who you're going to look for on your ballot. Now, understand, our campaign has taken a serious hit. The people who have their papers in their pocket, and those who are retired, people like Steve St. Hill, are behind the scenes trying to throw off this election because they wanted favors that they could not get. And so I want the members to understand where we are and what's going on. When you get text messages from Steve St. Hill, right, understand that he is an op, okay? He's not working, he's not with the opposition, but he's upset because he failed when he was here. He stayed with Yatano and them so long, that by the time he ever thought to do anything, they got rid of him. And so now he's on the outside trying to be the puppet master and trying to control how things are done here. But he has a bad practice. Because he stayed with Yatano and them for so long, he's just like them. And he does not work here anymore. As a matter of fact, the Facebook site where you see it says Sue Ryder, that is Stephen St. Hill. We're going to get a picture of him. We're going to let you all see who Steve St. Hill is. He doesn't only attack me, but he attacks everyone. And he lies. He used to be a safety rep. He takes safety documentation that is private and makes it public when he knows that what he has is unconfirmed instances and incidents, right? But to make you all confused and to not understand what's going on, these are the things that they're doing to lie to the membership, to derail. Okay, so Steve St. Hill is an enemy of this local. He is not a friend of this local, and he is playing politics, right? Because he could not control and break me down and make me do things that were unethical to people on my team and unethical even dealing with my own situation. He has become a foe. And so all enemies will be exposed because we know who you are. So soon as we get a picture of Stephen St. Hill, we're going to show you who he is. He's a failed ex-safety rep, and everybody needs to know who he is. He even tried on my team. I have people on my team who he's contacted directly, giving false and fake information. And even when I gave the real information, he still has pushed these lies, fear-mongering to the members, lying, telling people that I'll be terminated. So I want you all to know that I'm going to be fine. We're going to keep fighting, and we're going to push all the way to the end. And understand something. I have never folded, and I will never fold. Pressure reveals what's in you, right? When pressure is applied, whatever is in you is going to come out of you. If you are a sellout, you're going to sell out. If you're a liar, you're going to lie. If you're a thief, you're going to steal. If you're in fear, and if you're going to be scared, you're going to run scared. But if you are a true to this type of fight, nothing is going to deter you. I have asked for no favors from anyone. There's not a manager, supervisor, anybody that can tell you I came begging for their help for anything. I lawyered up. I have a lawyer. We're in court. Article 78 is filed, and we're going to fight all the way because I know that I've been set up. I know that I've been attacked by the MTA and that I'm on their hit list. And I thank you all for your support. We're going to continue to keep pushing and fighting. And listen, while I'm going through my own situation, I'm still helping and saving other people's jobs and helping them to remain here. I'm still preparing to make sure that we have a real farming out committee when we come into office. I am your president. So you make sure that you prepare to vote Evangeline Byers for president on November 18th. On November 18th, no matter what happens, no matter who has attacked me with their lies and maliciousness, I have continued to fight for the members. And guess what? I hold no grudges against anyone. No matter what you do, I'm still your president. And if you need me, give me a call and I'm going to work it out because it's about us. We are a family. And when one of us is injured, all of us are injured. And on this Labor Day, I want everyone to remember that your job was brought to you by struggle. Your job was brought to you through sacrifice. When you came on this job, you were given a contract. And well, you weren't given a contract because the union doesn't give those anymore, but you have a contract that you work under. And if that contract is not protected, neither is your job. You will not be retiring from New York City Transit in 25 years if that contract is scrapped. You will be in the same predicament that we see other unions dealing with right now, like the people from Yellow who worked for their company for so many years and they lost their pension, right? They contributed and they lost their pension, all because they had a weak union that failed to protect them. We have to continue to fight. We have to continue to push forward because when we fight, we win. I am committed to this through and through for the long haul. Okay, so everybody be encouraged. I want you to be encouraged. If you see me in the field, say hi. Tap me on the shoulder. Tell me where your work location is, and we'll see you in the field. So thank you all for your support. Let's continue to fight because when we fight, we win. Remember, we are stronger together. And no matter what this union tries to do to break us, we are going to continue to fight and stand strong and hold the line. To everyone under the sound of my voice, remember what Richie Davis has done to the 46,000 members of this union. He has given back our retiree medical benefits. He has unleashed the Office of Labor Relations on us, and many people are up for termination and dismissal, all because he's weak. All because he's weak, and he cannot stand against me and fight. And I also want you to know that this Friday on the 6th, I have accepted to debate Richie Davis on the platform of Marianne Pizzatola, who has made it available for myself and Richard Davis to come on her platform to debate, to talk about how we plan on taking this union into the future. Again, my name is Evangeline Byers. Everyone, enjoy the rest of your day.